Yeah, this is a trip to go see my grandson and my daughter up around Boston. This is the quick map, oh there it goes, of how to get there and the charging stops required to do so. I will not exactly follow all those rules, so I will at times deviate from course. But there you go. Here's the basic introduction. Gosh, I didn't check to see how far. Oh yeah, it wants me to stop and see your park, of course. But you know, I'm trying to debate whether I want to or not. I am only at 53%, and I'm plugged into my wall charger at the moment. I've already added 5 kilowatt hours, and I only really need a couple more to be safe. So anyway, this is going to be the beginning of that journey, and we'll see how it goes. Okay guys, made it to Waco, 13% state of charge, and we've covered 108 miles so far and used 30 kilowatts. 279 watt hours per mile, not bad. Okay, odometer's 11,920. Okay, so I don't know what I did with it, but anyway, I did take a short video when I stopped in Dallas to fill up. I mean, there is a review that's up on YouTube, but here it goes. So I stopped at Fuel City in Dallas, Texas. There was an accident there on I-30, so it was kind of complicated to get in. But I mean, fudging around a little bit, I got there, and it turned out there was a line there. Ugh. And man, there was like 4 or 5 people after I got in who were waiting in line. Anyway, so I got there around 8:45. Left around 9:05, so that's around 20 minutes. I don't think I waited very long, but anyway, whatever. So I arrived with state of charge 28%. And wait, what? That can't be right. Oh, 28%. So I didn't record the state of charge when I left. Anyway, I took in 24 kilowatt hours. It cost me $6.06. Let's see. I don't have the state of charge. And so that was at 12,013 miles overall. Okay guys, I'm stopped at a rest stop just outside of Cumbie, Texas. My state of charge is 30%. It's 10:30 at night. 46 Fahrenheit. That doesn't sound great. Anyway, so far I've covered 270 miles for 79 kilowatts. And the average energy is 293 watt hours per mile. And so I am about 15 miles outside of Sulphur Springs, and there's a supercharger there. So I know it's not very far to get there. And camp mode typically uses like 13-15%. So we'll have to see. My only concern, of course, is if it gets colder and it uses more energy, I don't know how that will work out. But that's part of experimenting, right? So we'll see how it goes. And with that, good night. All right, guys, so let's wrap up day 1 of the Austin to Boston trip, or anyway, Lago Vista to Watertown, or I forgot the name of the town. Anyway, Belmont. Anyway, it's right near Watertown. So, what I actually did was, since I wanted to spend most of one day just driving around Gettysburg Park, I chose to leave a little bit early. That way I have more buffer space. And also, I wanted to go out to Long Island to visit a little bit. So I wanted to have a little extra buffer in there to have time for all that. So so I left a little bit early, and since I live in Lago Vista, you essentially drive up I-35 to Dallas and then hook a right, and then follow 40 up to 81. So what the plan for today was to get east of Dallas. And I knew there's a rest stop in Cumbie, so that was my goal for today. So with that in mind, my total mileage for today is 270 miles. My total time traveling start to stop was 5 hours 43 minutes. Now you would add that up and say, wait a minute, that seems kind of slow. And you're right. Okay, you got it. So I did make a rest stop for 5 minutes around Temple, and I had two charge stops, so 29 and 20 minutes, totaling 49 minutes. So I had 49 minutes for charging the vehicle. So total charge, 64 kilowatt hours. The total cost for those charges is $18.69. Now, for a comparison, and I'll do this for every day. So for a comparison, I have a Volkswagen Jetta TDI, so it's a Dieselgate car that's been repaired or whatever, retrofitted. So he would have been $27 for diesel. So that's just short of $10 difference in price or in charges. So there you go. That's the end of day one. So for that night, so when I stopped in Cumbie, the next charging stop would be Sulphur Springs. So I faced a choice, and some people may fault me for this, but whatever. I mean, it worked out. So I had a choice. Either I could go into Sulphur Springs, charge up, and then go back to Cumbie, which means going back and forth. Sulphur Springs was 20-30 miles away, so not very far. So anyway, I chose to stop in Cumbie, then go into Sulphur Springs in the morning. And actually that worked out well. And I'll cover that later. But so sleeping in the car, I used about 5% battery for camp mode. So that's not bad at all. And so temperatures were pretty moderate. Anyway, there you go. Just short of 6 hours. It cost me $18.69 or $18.69 for charging. And since I slept in the car, no extra costs. There you go. Onward to day 2.